Hi guys, Reverend Crystal Cox here, bringing back Goddess Church. And I want to give you a little overview today on what bringing back Goddess Church is. Okay? Now, those of you who know me know that I have been highly spiritual for my entire life. And at this point, I'm finally ready to start my own church. And I kind of have wanted to for the last 20 years. I was going to do a healing center, wellness library, and alternative medicine and spiritual library. There's been many different things over the years that I wanted to call my church. But at this point, I'm starting a church with a few other people, and it's called Bringing Back Goddess Church. Now what this means to me is bringing back the feminine divine. Okay, this is about Mother God. It's also about Father God. It's about equality. It's certainly not about anything to do with hating men. We will be discussing a lot of feminist stuff only because it's about raising the vibration of Mother Earth and her people. So, Bringing Back Goddess Church, we will also be doing things under the name Universal Church of Light. And what we are about is, as I said, raising the vibration of Mother Earth and her people, all people. We are an all-denominational church. So, I don't know every religion, but I've studied a lot of them. We want to provide a place for all spiritual beliefs to worship, to eat together, to pray together, to sing, to dance, to chant. A place where, the tribe can come in and drum and just whatever is spiritually empowering in all the different cultures, and we can all come together. We're going to try to do something where different nights people can give sermons or talks to empower people within their belief system and to kind of learn each other's stuff, but also it's about intention. So whether it's Native American stuff, shaman stuff, pagan, Wiccan, Christian, we're going to have some definitely women in the ministry and biblical scripture stuff and learning about Jesus' life and Mary Magdalene and empowering people. But it's not just about spirituality. I believe that it's a total person. We're here not just as spirits. We're in a human vehicle. So I want to empower people in wellness too. We are definitely supportive of organics, clean air, clean soil, clean food, and we want to provide a place for these folks to meet, to pray, to, there's just so much talk now too about radiation and chemtrails, and there's just so much going on in the world. And I believe through, what the bleep and Marumoto, and there's a lot of studies on water and the consciousness, and I believe that through the power of prayer and intention, we can actually change the chemical makeup of water. I've read enough scientific reports on that I believe it to be true. So I want to do things where we're not in fear of any certain toxin in the air or what the proverbial they are doing to us, but we know our own mind and hearts, and we in prayer are actually changing the chemical makeup of water, which is lakes, rivers, right? But also, the ocean, of course. Our human bodies are mostly water. The air is water. So whatever these they are putting in the air, if you say, my body's not for that, my body's not for illness, and you tell your body what you want your body to do. I believe in the power of thoughts. I believe that if we know our own minds, that there's just so much we could do. I've studied tons on all this stuff, and I want to talk to you folks about all these different layers, but I don't want to get too far off the thing here. But basically, we're an all-denominational church, but we're also about wellness and healing and organics. And I want to look out at my congregation, and I want everybody to be well and happy and vibrating. And if they're not, I want to help them get to that place. Okay, so spiritual nourishment, a place for them to co-counsel. I believe that family and friends know you best. And I'm not saying don't seek professional help. I'm saying that it's nice to be able to go somewhere private so that you can talk things out. And whether you want spiritual guidance from us or from your own peers, we want to be able to provide a space for that. A meditation room so that you can, have quiet time to communicate with God, with the Great Spirit, with Mother God. Basically, a place where we can have all the denominations, and then have meals like once a month or every few months where all the denominations are together. And so basically bringing people together on common ground. And you've heard common ground probably your whole life, but right now I believe that we've done as much as we can in the physical, right? What are we going to do? You can't go up at, like, those of you who know me, there's a mountain of corruption, there's so much stuff, and I've done what I can there. I believe it's a spiritual warfare now, and it's a battle of light and dark, and it's all hands on deck. I consider myself a light worker, a lighthouse. I want to help all of you to raise your vibration and be lighthouses. I want to bring as much light as I can in this battle of light and dark. And to me, that's also about helping you to make your human vehicle, your body health, okay? But also, in this system of things, we're oppressed by issues of money. Okay, so I want to talk about and teach people about issues like, Tesla's invention, cold fusion, free energy, because a lot of people spend a lot of their monthly income on utility bills, okay? The kinds of things that oppress people in money, so I want to help people to be able to free their life, to do what they love, and be able to make a living, change their mind about money, and be able to create money and be happy, and also to seek donations through our church to help people with utility bills and basic clean water, clean soil, organic, gardens, and basic warmth. Or, if they're, we're going to have a church in Port Townsend, Washington, and in Honolulu area in Kauai. And so there, of course, it's air conditioning, and in Port Townsend, of course, it's, heat. We want to be able to provide that for people. So we're going to be a non-tithing church. So we're not going to give sermons and pass a plate. We are going to seek donations from corporations and, celebrities and, wherever we can. We're going to work with human trafficking victims. We're going to work with people in, all across the board that need to really raise their vibration and get a connection to God and whatever that is to them. So you can say that we can't go to just any old pastor and then they can just go into whatever spirituality. They have to really know that. The thing is that I feel like I'm very intuitive. I consider myself an intuitive consultant. I don't call myself a psychic, but I'm a spiritual counselor. I do read people very well, and I've studied enough, and I study every day, that I believe I can go there well enough on any religion pretty much by that sort of method to help people to get closer to God in their way, to Goddess, to the Great Spirit. And so these are kind of some of the things that we're going to be doing. And we're going to do, like I said, spiritual counseling. We're going to do musical things, intentions, drummings, and a lot of one-on-one in the beginning. We want to be able to provide a place, hopefully at some point a property with a geodesic dome in both places where people can dance and sing and pray and worship together. And all denominations can come together and they can do, worship in their way at the same time or at different times, and then come together for things where we can come together on. I'm really into Native American, drumming and rituals in a way of basically anything that you do that's intention. Like rituals and magic is basically prayer. I mean, what your intention is going to create what's going to happen. And sometimes you get stuck at other people's thoughts and other people's energies and other people's darkness, and you can't tell the difference between what's their stuff and what's your stuff. And so we want to be able to provide you help with that. But basically, Bringing Back Goddess Church is an all-denomination church, which sounds a little weird probably to some people, but we definitely do believe in Jesus as one ascended master, but just not the only one. We also believe in Buddhist and Wiccan and pagan, and and by we I mean there's going to be several of us that are spiritual counselors and pastors at this church. I have my own unique belief system, but we basically are all going to be very open-minded and knowledgeable in different spiritualities. Definitely Bringing Back Goddess is not necessarily exclusive of God or a male-female sort of thing. We are women, and we're woman-owned and operated, and so we're basically coming from that angle. But we will be doing things with men, with teens, and trying to help people get to know themselves better and to get to know God. And as those of you who know me and follow my stuff know, that I'm also very connected to Bringing Back God Church, which is Pastor John Collins. And those folks who really want to be of the one true God faith, and really that Jesus died for their sins, and really get into the fire and brimstone and that sort of way, we send those people to Pastor John Collins, and we connect on that too. We're very open-minded and non-judgmental. We're not going to try to convert anybody. You know how sometimes the sculptors say that the sculpture's already there. You know, they see the clay or the wood or the rock and they already see what's there. Well, those of you who've seen my previous videos see I believe that about children, but also, you know, people, they know what their bliss is. They forgot it. They may not know how to find it anymore. They may not know how to free themselves up financially, or what to do about their health, or what to even do to make the first step to talk to angels or talk to God or Mother God, a Great Spirit. They just need a little bit of guidance, but they don't need to be forced my way. Like, I'm a Buddhist and you're going to be a good Buddhist because this is the reason why, or I'm this and this. I like to talk to people and meet them where they're at and encourage them to be true to who they are. And in this life, I think that it's the hardest thing to be true to yourself. You know, to know who you are and to be true to that and accept yourself, you know. And we just want to encourage people of all denominations and all faith and all belief systems to be true to themselves, to worship and pray in their way, to get healthy, to be just to be happy and be joyful. And we want to help people to live the life that they want to live and help other people. We are about helping your neighbor. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I believe that a church is only as good as what they do for others. I'm not necessarily of the belief system that you just have to know about Christ, okay? I've heard many people say, it's not so much what you do, but you have to know Christ. But to me, it's like, what good is it to be a Christian, being Christ-like, if you're not being Christ-like? You know, doing the idea. And to me, you know, Mary Magdalene was a huge part of all of that, and we're going to talk a lot about that. You know, recently read the book Jesus and the Lost Goddess, and I'm going to do a lot of readings where I'm just introducing you folks to books, and I'm going to do some prayer with you. I might do some drumming and some toning and try to show you guys what it is that my point of reference is. But I'm not saying that this is the way and you got to follow the way. I'm saying find your way, rattle around, shake around, dance, wake up to who you really are and give yourself permission to be that person. And we at Bringing Back Goddess Church want to help you do that. And the reason we want to do that is because we give our life to God, to Goddess, and to Spirit, and this is what we want to do with our life. And those of us at Bringing Back God Church have really spent our whole life doing that. But now we're doing it under the model of an actual, you know, 501(c) religious organization, the whole bit, to create something that's a little bit different and to seek funding from major corporations. And, you know, I met this guy in Kauai, and I'll probably never see him again, but I learned a lot about, you know, people with huge trust funds, like hundreds of millions of dollars, have to actually give away like $500,000, $1 million a year in order to get the money that they get. There's a lot of corporations out there who give money, and that's where we're going to seek the money. We're going to bring the money in, and we're going to give it to the people who need the money. Okay, basic housing, you know, people, no one should sleep on the ground unless they want to. You know, basic clothes and food and heat and helping people. So getting people comfortable, getting people healthy, getting people closer to God, to angels, promoting clean air, clean water, organics. These are the kinds of things that we're about. We're not going to pass a plate to collect things from folks. We're going to solicit money from bigger corporations, and we're going to present our model of what we're doing. And we're going to start in Port Townsend, Washington, and we're going to also do one in Honolulu, Kauai. And then I hope to do kind of what Bringing Back God Church is doing, is opening up churches all across the United States, in churches that are going down, because a lot of churches are closing, a lot of churches don't have the funding, and to be able to restore these buildings and bring faith into the communities, you know, with Bringing Back Goddess, just like Bringing Back God is doing. You know, a lot of people really really need that, and need it in pretty much every town, you know, like the church on every corner sort of deal. You need spiritual counseling everywhere, every day. You know, oftentimes you get it from the hairdresser, or you get it from a bartender, or, you know, you just, those people that you come across that empower your lives, we want to make that available pretty much everywhere, but, you know, we're only a few people, so we're going to start in those 2 locations. So anyway, my name is Reverend Crystal Cox. You can check out reverendcrystalcox.com. You can check out Bringing Back Goddess Church on Facebook. Anyway, just, you know, Google this stuff, and basically we are going to do an online congregation and some spiritual work online, but we're also going to do a lot of stuff offline and one-on-one, you know, looking at people, touch, healing, hands-on healing, energy healing, teaching people about wellness and making people feel like they matter and helping improve the quality of their life. All right, well, thank you for listening, and God bless you all.